Hello, and thank you for taking the time to meet with us today for our presentation. We are the founders of our nonprofit organization, FoodLearn. In a moment, we will be going over the outline of our business, what we have to offer, and how we can serve our customers. The idea behind FoodLearn is to help supply food to the less fortunate, those with limited resources and undereducated in food value and resources to find food supply. The value proposition of the company is the ability to connect large-scale food distributors to millions of children that are anxious to receive their next meal. The food distributors will be our source for regional efforts as we utilize their donations as tax write-offs. This method will prevent damaging older inventory. For distribution methods, we will be utilizing local offices to deliver the food products efficiently to the food insecure homes. We will be partnering with local grocery stores, farmers, and churches to encourage education and help these individuals understand the food products that will help benefit their lives. In addition to these lessons, we will also be providing resources on where these individuals can find food resources and which locations to turn to. An additional value proposition to FoodLearn that we are offering are lessons in gardening. With teaching gardening, we are providing an additional resource for the individual to utilize in their daily lives. We will provide them healthy resources to use and provide for themselves. This will encourage self-reliance, supply of food, and promote education to those in need. This will also promote influence and encourage those around them to learn these skills as well.
Our group project on FoodLearn, and this is the MVP. The full meaning of MVP is minimum valuable product. Okay. About FoodLearn, ever since 2019, they've dedicated team of professionals at FoodLearn have been working to supply food to those with limited resource. We are strong and to deliver the best quality supplies to homes across the world. We are not just only focusing on providing supplies, but we are also focusing our customers to provide better standard of service to them. And we also provide education and awareness to food insecurity. I think here what FoodLearn does, they provide awareness for insecurity, for food insecurity. I think this helps to meet the need of the people they are less they are less privileged, or they lack food supply. They use this area to support those and meet their need, not just only focusing on how to supply to homes, but they also focus on how to educate and create awareness about FoodLearn.
In the process of conducting research for our market size, we began to observe those who would be impacted. According to the statistics from the No Kid Hungry organization, before the COVID-19 pandemic occurred, the United States alone had 11 million children suffering from food insecurity. In response to the pandemic, the quantity of children impacted by food insecurity are expected to increase to 18 million. To improve our understanding on how FoodLearn services can impact the homes of these individuals, we began to evaluate how many people are impacted by food insecurity globally. The Action Against Hunger organization had stated that in 2014, 690 million people have suffered from hunger. Later, in 2018 to 2019, the amount of those affected grew by 10 million and later increased to 60 million more affected. 760 million people from all over the world have been suffering from food insecurity. A few of the organizations that focus on food insecurity, such as Action Against Hunger, World Food Program, CARE, and Bread for the World, altogether, these organizations have a total of 29,298 employees. Combining the values of those affected and the total of employees at these organizations provides a total addressable market of 760,029,298. For an MRI of the total amount of those who shop at local grocery stores such as Target in the last 6 months for those who are 18 to 24 would have a percentage of 24.38%. Multiplying this value by the total addressable market, we would receive a value of for the served available market of 185,295,143. To determine who we will be able to reach with our sales channel, we will use a percentage of 13.61%. We will multiply this value by our SAM to receive a rough target market of 25,218,669. To observe another age group of those who would shop at local stores such as Target in the last 6 months, we would observe an age group of 45 to 54, and we would receive a percentage of 21.77%. We would multiply this value by the total addressable market, and we would receive the SAM value of 165,458,378. When we determine who we will reach out to in our sales channel, we would use the percentage of 17.11%. Multiplying the SAM value with this percentage, we would receive a rough target market of 28,309,928.
Customer Segments 1. Food Banks. We are solving the pain of the national hunger epidemic. We will solve this pain by moving food quickly to those who need it by means of national, regional, and local teams with specific logistical systems set. Customer Segments 2. Families in Need. 11 million children within the United States go without food or miss a meal each day and have a difficult time accessing food. We have the ability to teach ways to access food and become self-sufficient. Providing education and access to food from local suppliers will help improve our customers' life, health, and knowledge of nutrition. Customer Segments 3. Teachers and Volunteers. A current pain is that there are limited resources within the community and a lack of teachers and volunteers. A gain is an increased amount of teachers and volunteers that will rally together to improve their local communities. We solve this pain by not only providing teachers and volunteers with the resources they need to make an impact, but are also creating a network of local advocates to create real change in communities. Consumers are also customers. These are low-income families who can't afford food and basic living essentials. To get these customers, after we have secured a local distributor, we would work closely with low-income schools, local churches, and social workers to identify an appropriate amount of families in need. To keep working with schools, churches, and social workers, we can determine the correct amount of food each family needs. This will allow us to maximize the amount of families we can impact. Ideally, we would help work closely with local organizations to get these families to a place where they don't need donations, but we would maintain our relationships with the community leaders to cycle through families as needed. To grow, as we expand in territory and locations, we will build new relationships with local community members and quickly grow our operation in new cities and towns.
Our early evangelist focus is on local grocery stores and governments. Local grocery stores will not only help supply food, but they will help us connect with resources and farmers in those markets in order to form relationships for future endeavors. The grocery stores will also be a source to provide education, additional resources, and opportunities for volunteers. With local governments, they will help us know what kind of cities to work with in providing food resources. Local governments will also help us locate a larger base of companies to collaborate with for providing funding, volunteers, and supplies. Working with the government will encourage growth and trust. This will strengthen their understanding of FoodLearn's mission and goals. This will also reinforce the opportunity to create funding within the government's budgets for better meal opportunities for schools. By making the following areas a desired focus, it allows for larger market expansion and great ease as we enter into new markets. These early evangelists will be vital to our success and expansion as we want to provide support to as many people as possible throughout the world, have more resources, manpower, support, and greater life-changing abilities to provide to those we serve, teach, and help.
A key customer of ours are local and national chain grocery stores that will act as distributors such as Walmart, Costco, H-E-B, and Target. In order to get these customers, we will set up meetings with regional or upper management at these businesses to explain the benefit of donating their extra or soon expiring food to local children and families. We would be sure to emphasize the positive impact on the community that they would be making and the positive public relation that can come from working with our organization. To keep the customers, with our status as a nonprofit, we'll work hard to ensure these companies see the financial benefit that comes with donating to us. We would need to ensure that we have constant communication with local leadership in each storefront to manage daily and weekly deliveries and pickups. To grow, our company can only expand if we have secured distributors in that location. As we work with one company and they see the financial benefit, doors are open to new territories for our organization to grow.
We use the distributor channels, through distributor channels, churches. With churches, you can they try to reach out for people who are in need. They try to give them food with support through churches, the NGOs. These are under people that play under better role to help supply food to reach the poor, so they can have a meal they can have access to meal. For the supply, yeah, we use supply, internet, and government and volunteer. These are our key partners, like sorry, the key channels that help in accomplishing the food to reach to the different channels. And what the channels do, the channels are the intermediaries that help the food to pass until it reaches the final consumers. Without the distribution channels, it will be very, very difficult for food to reach the community or the people in need of the service. So channels really play a better role in times of business, because I don't think any business will work without channels. These are the better role which they play that help promote businesses. I think that's why in the business canvas, channels are very, very, very important, because they have rules, they have a lot they do. So I think every good business need channels. And for the channels that we use for this FoodLearn are supplier, foreign to school, shipping to local stores, local delivery. So this local delivery, they take it to their homes. They help the food easier to get to the destination. The suppliers are the people it's to help distribute to different area. I think these are the parts that the shipping. Yeah, without the shipping, I think yes, you can ship through. You can use by land, by air, and by road. So this shipping again help to take food store to their homes. It's make the distribution of food work faster. And when you look at these channels, communication again play another better role. When you don't communicate, I think you'll be lacking. So communication is another important place in the channels area, because it helps our customer to analyze our value proposition and able to understand our website. It will be used so that they can understand the objective of the program and register to able to participate. So these channels really played a better role, and our purchase phase, delivering, and fast. So these are the important phase when it comes to business. They really play. The channels really work very, very effectively in times of business, even through any donation or anything. You need these channels to help make it very, very easy.
Channel that we will be offering are how we will recruit instructors, provide the customers resources, and where the customers can learn and make their purchases from FoodLearn. With communication, a website will be created to provide information according to the program information. A Facebook page will be created where trainers or mentors can teach people the process of planting crops in their own homes. Paid and organic advertising will be combined to increase the action of the website and Facebook page content to find trainers. Through the Facebook site, it will be possible to schedule an appointment for consumers to have with the advice of a coach. These in turn will be for filming the whole process and add it to the YouTube page for future tutorials, evidence, and as organic advertising content. For the purchasing phase, the designated establishment will be the place where trainers and consumers can come together to learn and teach. For the delivery phase, planting materials, seeds, and resources will be sent to the designated establishment. These will be distributed face-to-face to each program participant. In our post-sales phase, in a cost-like manner, calls will be made to the participants to find doubts, possible problems, and feedback according to their own crops. Quality surveys will be conducted according to the program through the website. The key partners that we will be focusing on working with are volunteers, donors, farmers, grocery stores, churches, and governments. We will also be focusing on the 4 forms of key partners to strengthen FoodLearn: strategic alliance, joint business development, co-petition, and key suppliers. With the strategic alliance, FoodLearn will be partnering with organizations and volunteer associations to receive education as well as resources to turn to. For example, in organizations such as City Harvest, there will be volunteers that are experienced in teaching and nutrition. They will have volunteers striving to make improvements to the lives of others enduring food insecurity. Donations from organizations similar to City Harvest, as well as teaching opportunities, will increase the services that FoodLearn has to offer aside from providing food. However, a risk to this key partner would be that the organizations and volunteer associations may not see the value or may refuse to work with us. They might not see the incentive as to why they should work with FoodLearn. They might not see how we are different from similar organizations. A reward to this partnership would be that we will be promoting not only the mission of FoodLearn, but the nonprofit organizations that have similar goals. Potential donors and customers may not know about these organizations, and with this partnership, we can increase their awareness as well as our own. With the joint business, we will be working with local grocery stores such as Target, Whole Foods, Walmart, and several other grocery chains. We would be able to receive the supplies that we need to provide the products to food insecure homes. A second joint business to consider would be to work with different delivery services such as DoorDash, Uber Eats, or similar order services to deliver the products that the customer needs. A third joint business to think about are with food banks such as Feeding America in San Antonio and similar organizations across the country to provide food to families. A risk to this partnership would be that local grocery stores such as Target, Whole Foods, and Walmart may refuse to work with us. They may not see how we can make an impact or see how we can make an impact to the lives of others. They may question how we plan to distribute our products and how we will acquire them. It will be imperative to rely on food delivery services to ensure that the food products do not go spoiled. A second risk to consider is that food banks may not trust us and may prefer well-known channels that they are currently using. A reward to this partnership is that we would provide another customer segment that grocery store chains are unable to access. They are not able to reach out to food insecure homes. FoodLearn will be able to provide that accessibility. In addition, a second reward would be that we will provide a route of convenience for food deliveries and ensure safety during COVID-19. We would also provide awareness to their cause and to their organization.
Co-opetition. Co-opetitions that FoodLearn could utilize are similar nonprofit organizations such as Action to Hunger. Creating partnerships with Action to Hunger and similar organizations could raise awareness and open doors to new customers and volunteers. This partnership can provide insight to us based on Action to Hunger's personal experiences. A potential risk for this partnership may be that Action to Hunger or similar organizations will not want to work with us because they can apply similar services to their own nonprofit organization. It is possible that more established organizations can simply apply the services we are offering to their own business model. A reward to the partnership is that we will be able to understand the trials and risks that we may encounter as we build our organization. This knowledge will help us become more prepared for the trials ahead and teach us what we should avoid as the business grows. Key suppliers. Our key suppliers will consist of grocery store chains such as Target, Walmart, or H-E-B, food banks such as Feeding America, and marketing companies such as media costs. Grocery stores and food banks will help us supply food to the families in need. Marketing companies will provide an outlet to promote our company and inform volunteers and customers on who we are and what we are accomplishing. One risk is that other companies may not see the value in a partnership with us. This will lead to a shortage of resources and a lack of overall company awareness. Our reward from these partnerships is an increase in resources and supply, which will lead to an expansion of services. Our partner companies will benefit from community outreach and the ability to reach a new target market. This reward applies to both the grocers as well as the marketing companies. Here are our key resources that fall under each category: human resources, intellectual resources, financial resources, and physical resources. Our physical resources will include our business headquarters, our company delivery vehicles, and our raw materials, including the equipment necessary to train families to farm for themselves. Our financial resources are government grants and donations from local businesses and philanthropists. Our human resources consist of our teachers and volunteers who participate in community work. Our intellectual resources include our company processes, our service-oriented reputation to serve each community, and our key partnerships at the local and state levels.
Okay. The key activity are the important function to perform the important function to operate successfully in food chain include operational, marketing, production, distribution of food, and problem solving. The one thing I like about this key activity, this problem solving, when you're able to solve the problem you're facing in any organization, is one key activities that I really hold to hand when it comes to anything you're doing. When you're able to solve problem, it's one best key activity. And okay, and the second one is operation. You have to know your operation, how it works, how your service is well, is it well delivered, where it does the food get to where it's supposed to be. This service, these are the things you need to look at: the operation. This is the production of the product and delivering of the service. It helps to see things, it helps to view everything. So, and that part of the key activity that I really like is the operation. Marketing. Every businesses need marketing. Without marketing, it seems as dead as, because they will not know what you're doing. So marketing helps to create awareness. It helps to add value through websites, social media, and word of mouth. So with this marketing, you help to create, our people will know what you're into. Even if you're into NGO, if you don't publish, or if you don't advertise it, they will not know what you're doing. They will not know what, if you're even creating awareness. So this this place help really to create awareness, and it's really good in every area. Even in businesses, it's really good. So even in my long time goal, I will not use marketing I will really take it at heart, because it help people to know what you're into. It help people to know, yeah, this is what you're doing. So this is another very, very interesting part of the key activity. And the thing I want to consider more, the transportation of food distribution, how it helped to get to different area. Like I said before, shipping, road, air, it helped the food product to get to any country or any destination from one place to another. At least every businesses need this, because you don't without transportation, you can't even get to anywhere. It help you travel to any place to transact business. So I think this is another key activity that is very, very, very important in times of business.
Here is our revenue model flowchart.
Fundings. We will be able to receive funding, which will generate revenue for our business and allow us to purchase products, which is then sold to customers at affordable prices. Donations. Our business will be able to generate revenue with donations received. The donations will allow for our business to increase production, get new products, and future expansion. Grocery stores and volunteers. Our business will be able to receive donated products from grocery stores and volunteers that help with our business and production line.
Here are the costs that we would have in our first year of operation.
Shipments of food from foreign sites will have a shipping cost to local offices. According to the shipping cost, it is $38.85. We consider having a shipment of these shipments daily Therefore, on a monthly basis, it costs $1,204.47. According to the shipping cost, it is considered to make individual pantries. These will be introduced in 4x4 boxes, which will cost $224.38 per 1,000 boxes. We are considering distributing these 1,000 pantries on a monthly basis. We're considering paying a salary of $12 an hour. Considering that each employee works 8 hours a day, it totals $96 per day. Per month, a total of $2,976 for each employee. A driver, 2 people in the office, and 2 salespeople, and 5 teachers are required to teach low-income people how to create their own crops at home. With volunteers, a starting fund of $100 is possible. Gas prices for services would be around $72.10 monthly, and teachers' costs would be around $1,208 per month. This is to help educate individuals on nutrition. For metrics that matter, we would focus on monthly recurring revenue and annual recurring revenue, click-through rates, churn rates, and donor retention rates. Monthly recurring revenue would help us observe what we would receive each month and how to improve. Annually recurring revenue is similar to monthly recurring revenue and would observe our revenue each year. Churn rates is where we would observe how much we need to acquire to invest in the business and how much we have lost each month. Click-through rate is where we observe who has clicked on our ads and has observed what we have to offer as a company. Business model environment. Market forces. What are the biggest unsatisfied customer needs? Our biggest unsatisfied customer needs are food insecurity and lack of awareness. There are multiple organizations in the market that are striving to provide solutions to food insecure homes and secure children with resources to keep them healthy. However, the rate of food insecure homes continues to increase. We can improve community outreach methods that are already in place. Potential volunteers and helpers that could help may not be aware of such program or the problem itself. They need to be aware of the dangers that food insecurity poses and how one small action, whether it be supplying the food products or providing education on the awareness of the issue, can make a big difference. Our competitors are nonprofit organizations such as Action Against Hunger and City Harvest that provide resources, education, and supplies to those suffering from food insecure homes. These competitors have been around longer, therefore have a stronger hold on the public and are more familiar with the customer segments. We would love similar organizations to be our partners. However, they may be threatened by what we are attempting to implement and either refuse to work with us or follow our example. If this occurs, we lose our competitive advantage. Trends that would influence donors, volunteers, and customers are marketing efforts and promotional opportunities. Many people want to help but can't if they are unaware of our organization. We have a website but can also develop a social media page on multiple sites to provide awareness needed. Potential customers, volunteers, and donors utilize social media as ways to stay connected and observe updates and trends. Utilizing these platforms will provide awareness to our business. Another method to attract attention is to provide ways people can help. We want to provide convenience such as easy payment methods and simple ways to apply for volunteer or teaching positions. The capital market of potential donors and volunteers are those interested in the goal and missions of FoodLearn. This could be an opportunity for college-age students to volunteer and help these families. Previous interviews have proved that multiple customers and volunteers are willing to invest time into the business. They are willing to help and provide resources to the homes of food insecure families. We need to create awareness of the problem of food insecurities and share our mission to receive the public's attention. This promotion needs to be enticing in order to motivate potential volunteers and partners. Our strengths include local involvement from community organizations, the ability to teach self-reliance, donor involvement throughout the year, cutting-edge distribution channels, the ability to reach the food insecure, our location in relation to needy populations, and potential national partnerships. Our weaknesses are potentially limited resources in year one, hard selling point to investors, lack of initial funding, inventory imbalances, and hiccups in our distribution in the early stages of the business. Our opportunities include connections with large-scale food distributors, Local and state partnerships with churches, schools, and other community organizations increased awareness of local food banks and the populations that would benefit from them. Large quantity of donated food that may have gone spoiled, and career opportunities in social work. Threats to our business include an insurmountable number of food insecure homes, local competition, failure to meet the demands placed on our business, and inability to establish new connections with local vendors.
Here is our initial canvas for FoodLearn. Here is our final canvas for FoodLearn. This concludes our presentation. Thank you so much for taking the time to meet with us today regarding the venture of FoodLearn. We hope that you have a great day.